Hello everyone, this is Tom from Dirk Witte Music Store in Utrecht, the Netherlands, and today we are taking a look at a very cool used heritage guitar. We have, by now probably have taken a look at two of them, and this is another very fine example. We're not heritage dealers, so these are used, but very likely used because they are in a very clean shape. This one is no exception. We are taking a look at an H535. So an Heritage H535 or 535 electric guitar, semi-hollow, thin line. So obviously very much ES in style. It's very much like an ES 335 made by Heritage, or like their own version with kind of like their own unique type of specs and features, but obviously very much based on the 335. But a very fine guitar. In case you didn't know, Heritage is also a very cool brand in the sense that they actually make their guitars in the old Gibson factory in Kalamazoo, Michigan. So Gibson was building guitars over there in Kalamazoo, Michigan up until I believe the early 1980s, and then they closed shop. Sorry, the string was popped out of its saddle. But then they closed shop and then they moved to Nashville, I believe. They were also in, I think, in Memphis at some point. I'm not sure if that was like when that happened, but either way, they left Kalamazoo, and then somewhere along the way, Heritage emerged, and then they bought the old Gibson factory, and also the old machines that were still there, I'm pretty sure. So what you then get is a brand that makes Gibson-inspired electric guitars with Gibson's tools or Gibson's machines in their own old factory. So just resulting in some incredibly high quality, all American made electric guitars like this, a very fine H535. So a very fine guitar, just also a little bit different than just your typical ES335, but still obviously very much staying true to that in looks, feel and tone. Let's then dive into the specs of this very fine semi-hollow body electric guitar made by Heritage. So first off, the body, semi-hollow, like I said, probably 2 or 3 times already. So semi-hollow construction, obviously also an ES shape, body style, and a thin line. So yeah, this is thin line, that is not that deep. So you've got then a maple black running through the center, and then the wings over here are hollow with the sound holes, the F-holes. It is then made out of a laminated maple. So we've then got not just regular laminated maple, because this is obviously also very nicely figured. So we've got some laminated premium curly maple is what they are describing it as on the Heritage website. And that is some very pretty maple right there. Obviously also natural. So yeah, I think that this is a very beautiful ES style guitar. And also then, like I said, sound holes, dual F-holes, and then single ply binding around the top as well as on the back. The pickups have been swapped. These are actually some Seymour Duncan Seth Lover humbucker pickups, but these originally came with some Heritage custom shop humbuckers, which I'm sure also sounded really great, but these also sound really, really fantastic. The neck pickup is quite clean as compared to the bridge, so you do get some good growl from the bridge, but the neck is especially clean sounding in my opinion, so really great for jazz, for example. So overall just sounds really, really fantastic. Pneumatic style bridge, kind of like the, it's not quite a Nashville bridge, but it is kind of like a little bit bulkier than like an ABR1, if you will, than a stop tail piece. Pickguard also kind of like has its own unique shape that you only find on Heritage guitars. So it looks really, really nice. Soundtrack has this pointy part right here. With your bracket, 3-way pickup, a selector switch, and then some CTS pods, dual volume and dual tone controls. And then your output jack over here on the side. That is also different from like the Gibson ones because they have that then on the front. Moving on to the neck, that is a mahogany neck, a one-piece mahogany neck, and it then features a, let's see, they describe it as a 50s C, but yeah, it's not that big. Like if you think like 1950s, people, including myself, tend to think, oh, it's very large, but that is not very much the case with this, I would say. The neck depth, they describe it on the website, is then 0.891 inches or inch on the first fret. So that is the size or the deepness or the thickness, whatever you want to call it, over here. And then at the 12th fret, it beefs up to 0.9805. So just under 1 inch. So it does get a little bit beefy over here, but still feels, yeah, just overall just not super big of a neck. So that is probably a good thing for a lot of people, but overall it just feels in place really, really nicely. We've got a rosewood fingerboard with dot mother of pearl inlays. It is also bound, as we can definitely tell. Also even has the fret nibs, so that's also quite cool to see. Then we've got a bone nut. Heritage headstock, which also has a very cool shape in my opinion. Kind of reminds me of a crown in a way. And then your logo done in mother of pearl, reading the Heritage. And then your trusswell cover, just a plain trusswell cover. And then on the back we've got these Grover Rotomatic tuners. And also got your Made in USA decal. Or even Made in Kalamazoo, Michigan USA decal. As well as your serial number. Last thing to mention, also comes with a hard shell case. It's original hard shell case, so you really got the full package. And it is used, so you do got some playwear, but really nothing crazy, like just regular normal playwear. So some picking scratches and just some minor scratches from like normal use. But that is very hard to spot also with that curly maple. So there's just plenty going on in order to like not really being able to point out really any yeah, I'm looking over it right now, like maybe if you like hold it in the light just right, you can see some minor scratches, but that is really all that there is. So what it just comes down to is that it is really, really clean. So that is obviously very nice. It's not brand new, but it is yeah, really close to new in that sense. So yeah, really fine guitar. Just a little bit different from like your Gibsons, but still made in the USA, even made in the Gibson factory. Yeah, just resulting in just a very fine ES style electric guitar. So yeah, really cool stuff. Let's hear what it sounds like. But first, if you're interested in this very fine used Heritage H535 electric guitar, be sure to head over to the links in the description for further details. If you enjoyed this demo, be sure to like the video and to subscribe to the channel for more cool weekly demos of very cool used gear like this, or cool vintage gear, new gear, electrics, acoustics, bass guitars, even all that really cool stuff. Also be sure to like us and follow us on our socials, Instagram and Facebook. Links are also in the description. With all that being said, let's see what this very fine used Heritage H535 electric guitar sounds like. Going to be playing it through this late 1970s Fender Pro Reverb through this late 1970s Fender Pro Reverb. So let's then move on to that part, and let's then take this very fine used Heritage ES style H535 in a beautiful natural finish for a spin.
You